Guys, it's Miss Simpson and it is time for reading today. So all week long, we're going to move away from drama. I know some of you really like drama, where we're going to move away from it and we're going to start talking about paired passages. So when you look at your STAR test, you are going to see paired passages. And a lot of times kids have trouble answering questions because they don't understand why there are two passages right after each other. So I'm going to show you what a paired passage looks like just real quick. Normally there's the first passage, the second passage, and then there's questions about both of the passages. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you how to answer the questions that you see and how to look at and attack paired passages. That's what I want to say, attack it, how to solve them, how to do it correctly and easier. I'm trying to make it easier on you. So how to master paired passages. Step number 1. You're going to read passage number 1 and answer the questions that only go with this passage. So at the very top of the questions, there's always going to be something that says, use the information from blah, blah, blah passage to answer questions number 1 through 5. So you're first going to read passage number 1 and answer the questions that go with that passage. Now, don't read the second passage, even though they're right after each other. Just read the first one right now. Then once you've answered the questions on the first passage, you're going to read the second passage and answer the questions from that passage. Okay, so we've already done, we're done with this passage. We answered those questions. Now we're going to move to this passage. Read it and answer the questions that go with it. So remember, at the top, it'll tell you what questions go with what passage. Then, step number 3, you're going to reread both of the passages together and start to analyze the connection between the two. So, how are they the same? How are they different? Are they talking about the same things? What's their genre? Then you're going to reread the passages one more time and answer the questions that require details from both passages. So, in total, you should read these passages 3 times each. You're going to read one by itself, one by itself. Then you're going to reread both of them and reread both of them again. And then you're going to answer the questions that go with both of them. So here's what I suggest you do. When you look at a paired passage and you see, okay, here's a passage and there's another one right after it. I would go ahead and look at the questions, see what questions go with what passage, and then just start from there. Read the first passage, answer those questions. Now, I know you're like, well, this is just a lot of reading. I know it's a lot of reading, but it's going to help you out in the long run because it's going to make it easier for you to answer these questions. A lot of kids forget what the passage is about. So if you only read one passage at a time, it's definitely going to help you. So today we're going to practice that with a Valentine's passage because Valentine's Day is coming up. So I'm going to first look at my questions. And I'm going to read the directions. Now, if it tells me to use only the first passage, I'm only going to read the first passage. If it tells me to use both passages, I'll read both. And it tells me only to use the second passage, then I'll use just the second passage. Those directions are what is going to tell you what you need to read to answer them. So let's see. Use the information in the 2 passages, the true meaning of Valentine's Day, and what is Valentine's Day to answer the following questions. So it says, use the information in the 2 passages. So we're going to have to read both of them because a lot of them is saying both. So we're going to have to read both passages. So if they said this question is for the first passage, I would only read the first passage. If they said this question is only for the second passage, I would only read the second passage. But guess what? This one says both, so we're going to read both. So sit back, relax, and listen to me read this passage and then the next one to you. As I'm reading, I want you to try to analyze or think about how these passages are the same and how these passages are different. Let's get started. The true meaning of Valentine's Day. But Mom, Cam whined, I really want to buy my class these cards for Valentine's Day. Everyone will think I'm the coolest kid in class. I'm sorry, Cam, his mom said. Money is tight right now. We can't afford those for your class. Maybe you could find a way to earn some money. I bet Mrs. Williams needs some help around her house. As soon as they arrived home, Cam ran across the street and rang Mrs. Williams' doorbell. As he waited at the door, he thought about how cool he would look to his class when he gave them his Valentine's cards. A few minutes later, Mrs. Williams appeared at her front door with her old walking cane. Excuse me. Cam noticed her cane was barely held together by tape. Hi, Mrs. Williams. I was wondering if you had any jobs for me. I'm trying to earn money for Valentine's Day, Cam said with a nervous smile. Mrs. Williams also smiled. She thought Cam was a kind boy and knew she wanted to help him. I'm sure I can think of a few things, she said. Over the next week, Cam spent a lot of time at Mrs. Williams' house. He picked up sticks in her yard, swept her front porch, and organized her kitchen drawers. His favorite part of each day is when Mrs. Williams would fix him an afternoon snack. He loved sitting and talking with her. She had the best stories. Each day after a snack, Mrs. Williams would pay Cam for the work he completed. Cam was so excited when he finally earned enough money for the coolest Valentine's Day cards. As he bounced to the store with his mom, something caught his eye. He stopped suddenly and picked it up. This is the perfect Valentine's Day gift, he yelled. Cam? His mom said curiously. I don't think the people in your class want a walking cane. I know, Cam said as he laughed. This is more important. Cam grabbed a box of chocolate hearts and paid for his items with his money. On February 14th, Valentine's Day, Cam rang Mrs. Williams' doorbell. He felt more excited than Cupid probably felt on Valentine's Day. When Mrs. Williams finally opened the door, Cam gave her the shiny new cane and a box of chocolates. Cam knew he had made the right decision when he saw the smile on Mrs. Williams' face. This is the first gift I have received in 10 years. Why would you spend your money on me? Mrs. Williams said with tears in her eyes. I realized Valentine's Day is about celebrating people you love and are friends with, not looking cool at school, Cam said, feeling confident. All right, all about Valentine's Day and what it actually means that we're loving and caring for our friends and family around us. Now, let's figure out what is Valentine's Day. So automatically, when I read this passage, I was thinking in my head 100% this is fiction, right? This is a story, so it's definitely fiction. So that to me tells me the author's purpose is to entertain. It is entertaining me. But now, as I look at this one, I notice some things like this picture. I notice this glossary and headings. I also see some bolded words all throughout. Do you know what genre this one is? This one is nonfiction, and until I read it, I am not going to know what the author's purpose is. So let's read it and see what the author's purpose is and just compare them to the other passage. Valentine's Day is celebrated each year on February 14th in many countries around the world. It is a day to celebrate love and friendship. The history of Valentine's Day. There are many different ideas of how Valentine's Day first began. Most stories involve a man known as Saint Valentine. However, many people believe there was actually more than one person known as Saint Valentine. The most famous story focuses on the life of Saint Valentine, who was a Roman priest. During his life, the Roman Empire ruled that no young men could get married. The emperor believed the men would be stronger soldiers if they did not have wives to worry about. St. Valentine believed this was wrong and would secretly marry people. Sadly, the emperor discovered what St. Valentine was doing and had him killed. Hundreds of years ago, this story inspired many to dedicate or set aside a day to celebrate love. Valentine's Day symbols. Many symbols are used today to help celebrate Valentine's Day. The heart is probably the most common symbol. Ancient cultures believed a person's true feelings lived in their hearts. This is also where the idea to use the color red to decorate for Valentine's Day came from. Another popular symbol used on Valentine's Day is Cupid. Cupid is the Roman god of love. He carries a bow and arrow. If you are shot by one of Cupid's arrows, it is said you will fall in love with the next person you see. Valentine's Day gifts. Some of the most popular Valentine's Day traditions involve giving gifts to others. Cards are the most popular Valentine's Day gift. Over 190 million Valentine's Day cards are sold in the United States each year. Another popular gift are flowers. Roses are the most popular flowers received. Other Valentine's Day gifts include candy, meals, and jewelry. Okay, so after reading that, I think the author is informing me about Valentine's Day. I also noticed that the way that these two are the same is they are both talking about Valentine's Day. So even though this one's fiction and this one's nonfiction, they both have that same thing of talking about Valentine's Day. So let's take a look at these questions and let's answer them together. How did Cam most likely feel at the beginning of the passage? So it's talking about Cam. That makes me think that I'm going to be looking at passage number 1. So if I look, how do you think Cam was feeling here? His mom said that they didn't have enough money to buy the Valentines that he wanted. Do you think he felt excited to be able to buy the Valentine's Day cards he wanted? Well, he wasn't able to, right? So that can't be it. Probably felt disappointed because his mom would not buy him the Valentine's Day cards he wanted. I would say maybe. He felt proud he had earned the money. See, nope, he hasn't earned any money yet. He felt afraid someone else would buy the cards he wanted. Maybe. So let's think. Do you think he felt disappointed or do you think he felt afraid? Read these two over again and decide what you think the answer is, and then we'll check it. Okay, I hope you said B. Yeah, Cam probably felt disappointed because his mom would not buy him the Valentine's Day cards he wanted. Okay, let's move on. Number 2. Which of the following choices is something both passages discuss when talking about Valentine's Day? So Valentine's Day is February 14th. Does it say that? It does say that in the second passage, but let's go back and see if it says it in this passage. Ooh. It says it right here. So I see right here, I'm going to highlight it. It says it right there. And then also at the beginning of this passage, it says it right here. So yeah, that could be it. Valentine's Day is named after a man named Saint Valentine. Well, no, they didn't talk about that in that first passage. That was a story. Cards are the most popular gift for Valentine's Day. It does not talk about that in that first fiction story. Mrs. Williams needed help around her house. That only happened to Cam. So I guess our only option is A. Okay, I want you to go ahead and read this one, answer it on your own, and then we'll check your answer. So pause the video. Okay, so you should have on pause by now. It's asking me, what does the word dedicate mean? In the passage, what is Valentine's Day? So that's passage number 2. This one was both. This one's passage number 2 only. So let's take a look. Hundreds of years ago, this story inspired many to dedicate or set aside. It even tells me the definition right there. A day to celebrate love. So look, to set aside. It tells me in the passage. Okay, I want you to pause the video. I want you to answer 4 and 5, and then we are going to check your answers. Okay, you should have a pause by now. Which sentence from the true meaning of Valentine's Day best shows how Cam felt about giving Mrs. Williams her Valentine's Day gift? Cam grabbed a box of chocolate hearts and paid for his items with his money. Does that show how he felt about giving her gift? Each day after a snack, Mrs. Williams would pay Cam. No, that does not talk about a gift. I know, Cam said as he laughed. That does not tell how he felt. He felt more excited. Oh, okay. See, they're asking me how he felt, and it says right here. He felt more excited than Cupid probably felt on Valentine's Day. That's definitely telling me how he felt. And this was in passage number 1, which is not information included in both passages. This one's in both. Valentine's Day is on February 14th. Well, we already said that right here, that is in both. So, chocolate candy is a gift people give to each other on Valentine's Day. Well, I remember it talking about that right down here. See, Valentine's gifts include candy. I don't remember it talking about it here. Let me see. Ooh, grabbed a box of chocolate hearts. I don't know. Let's put a question mark and keep checking. Over 8 billion chocolate candy hearts are made each year in the United States of America. I don't even think it said that it does not say that in that first paragraph at all. That was a story. It doesn't even say that in the second one. Oh my gosh. This one is not said, which is not information included in both passages. This is not said in either of them. It doesn't say it anywhere. What about people often give each other gifts on Valentine's Day as a way to celebrate. No, we both know. So I am thinking C. It never said that in the second one, and it never said that in the first one anywhere. Okay, so today for your assignment, you are going to practice the same thing that I just did. So you're going to have two passages. They're short. This is the first selection 1 right here, and this is selection 2. Read both of them and think, or actually, wait, let me look. These are both the passages. Before you read them both, is what I meant to say, look at your paper. It says at the top, use Dr. Majors to answer the following questions. Dr. Majors. So do you have to read both passages right now? No. But guess what? Tomorrow we're going to use the same passages, and it says you take care of your teeth. So tomorrow you'll only have to read this one. And then Wednesday, you're going to do 2, and it says use both of them. So remember, we're practicing. You only read one, the passage that goes with the questions. If it says use the first passage, only read the first one. If it says use both, read both of them. If it says only use the second one, only read the second one. So read your directions before you just go ahead and start reading everything. I'm trying to save you some time, guys. All right. I love y'all so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you need anything, I will be on Zoom. Bye.